Is that it? Yay. Awesome. Okay. I'm going to try and share my screen. Thank you so much for everyone for being here tonight and giving up your time. This class I did actually advertise it for an hour, but I'm thinking we might accidentally be an hour and a half because when I was putting it together, I kept getting little downloads from Spirit that kept saying, you need to add this bit in, or we should do a little meditation at the end. So it does have a little meditation at the end, but just know that this will be available on replay. So if you can't hang around for an hour and a half, it'll be an hour and a half max. You are free to go and you can come back and watch it. So, okay. Can everybody see this?
Yes.
Let me know. Yes. Okay. Amazing. That's so good. It's just telling me it's low quality because so many things open and I've got all the things attached, but I wanted it to be good sound for you. Okay. So welcome everyone. Welcome to this masterclass, the ultimate guide to becoming a confident and skilled psychic medium. I am hoping that you will have some great takeaways from tonight. And that it is a transformative masterclass because that is what I've advertised it as. So let's hope that that happens for you all. For this masterclass, what to expect? I'm really hoping that it has some really good key takeaways that you can feel free to bring a pen and paper if that helps, if you're a note taker. But I'm hoping to give you some pointers that you can take away, that you can actually start to implement and action right away. It is to help you to become the best intuitive or psychic medium that you possibly can be. Obviously, it goes for an hour, hour and a half max. So I'm not going to be able to give you like a full step by step of like how to connect with spirit from the beginning. And this particular class is more aimed towards those of you who are already connecting with spirit and maybe possibly like practicing readings or reading for others, or maybe perhaps you've already started a sort of light worker business, or you are connecting but you just want to become, obviously take that next level and become confident at what it is that you do and feel like your readings are a lot more accurate and you are a lot more skilled. And this will give you hopefully some key pointers to take away from tonight that you can action. But in saying that, I think even if you are at the beginning, more so at the beginning of your journey, I'm hoping that this will also it will still give you some pointers that you can use for when you're sort of a bit further along. Or there probably will be some pointers here too, just to be aware of, and you'll be that much further ahead when you start your journey. So I kind of wish that I, at the beginning of my journey, understood this, because more so what we'll be talking about tonight is that it's not really just about learning the techniques and the mechanics of psychic or mediumship readings, which obviously that's very handy to know too, but there's so much more that brings together, or that is the formula that involves becoming a really great and confident and accurate psychic medium. So it'll be around about an hour of the class. It will be 45 minutes to an hour, I'm hoping, and about 15 minutes of a quick visualization. And in your visualization, I am going to connect you with the next level version of you. So where it is that you want to get to. And then there'll be some questions at the end. So if you have got questions, feel free to type them up in the chat box. But I will try to leave those for the end, just so that people who are watching this, say, on replay can, choose whether or not to listen to people's questions or not. So it sort of, leaves it open. But in saying that, if you've got a burning question, type it in the comments, and if I see it, I will try to get to it. But we'll try to leave those to the end if possible. If you can't stay till the end, pop your question up and I will definitely still answer it at the end. You might just have to catch it on replay to hear me actually answer it. So in saying that, this is more like not so much for the complete beginners, but I'm hoping you still have some key takeaways. There is, however, if you are looking for complete beginners, the Little Psychic School, which is our membership, which pretty much included in that membership for spiritual people who are learning psychic or mediumship abilities. It has the Little Psychic Beginners course, so pretty much takes you from scratch. So if that's what you're looking for, anyone who's on tonight, I can offer you a free week if you would to see if it's your vibe or if you like the Little Psychic School. So if that's what you want to do, just either email me or find me on social media at Ms. June Mac, and I will give you access to that free week. So let's get started into the actual class. So this class really is in the lead up to a program that I am starting on March 17th called Psychic School Elite. And I'm going to tell you a little bit more about that a little bit further on. Right now, it's not moving to the next slide. So I would like the next slide to pop up so then I can actually move on and tell you what's coming up. Well, this is awkward. Have I been breaking up just by the way?
No.
Okay, well, that's good. It just won't go to the next slide. Oh, there we go. There's me. It worked. So who am I? Who's running your class? For those of you that don't actually know me, first and foremost, I am a mother of 3 little girls. My oldest is 11 and my youngest is 1. What I do is currently I am a psychic medium teacher and a business coach to the spiritual entrepreneur. Probably the easiest way to explain what it is that I do is I help individuals who are starting right at the beginning of their spiritual journey, so helping them to awaken and ignite their abilities. And it has turned out to be sort of a natural progression of my clients for them wanting to step into actually being able to do this for a living, so as a psychic or a professional psychic or medium, and then helping them also with the business side and helping them to create a business that they can get clients, book themselves out, and create, a business that is fully aligned with themselves, their soul purpose, and become a big business of impact. I am just as much passionate about helping people, especially light workers, in their businesses as I am about helping you to develop and ignite your psychic abilities. So, coming up this year, I have got my book release, my children's book coming out. So, technically an author, which still feels like a little bit imposter syndrome to say that. So, the book is called Remembering Grandpa. It comes out in May or the beginning of May. And that is a story based on my 2 girls and my dad, who I lost in 2022. So, being a medium, it's sort of just about the fact that I guess love goes on, even if they're not physically with us. So I also am the host of the Little Psychic podcast and the founder of the Little Psychic School, who my partner to that is on tonight as well, Shannon. So hi, Shannon. Okay, so a little bit about me and my journey. So for me, in terms of my abilities, I shipping to the UK. Yes, Nikki, as long as you pay for postage, I'm happy to do that. Actually, you know what? I think it actually will be released in the UK because it is going to be internationally sold. So rather than me ship it to you, I could probably just hook you up with a direct link to buy it from an online bookstore. But I will let you know closer to. For me, I am someone that did actually grow up seeing spirit. So I was seeing them from quite a young age, but throughout my life, it was quite sporadic. That's really the only word that I can think of. Oh my gosh, this thing is really going off tap. The word to describe it, because it was on and off. So a lot of you, and many of you might be able to relate, where there are some times that it was really, really intense in terms of my psychic or mediumship abilities. And then there were other times where literally nothing would happen for, a really long amount of time. And I was always really intrigued and really interested in the spiritual space and really fangirled like anything to do with, mediumship or psychics. I loved going to expos and that type of thing. But I never thought that this would be me. I never thought that this would be something that I would do for a living. I only really started fully embracing this side of myself in my 30s. So 2019, I didn't realize that you could actually learn how to become a better intuitive and learn how to really harness your psychic and mediumship ability. So this is something that, like anything else, you can practice, learn about, and get really good at. So I had no idea. I thought that you were either born with it or you weren't. I have been working as a solo entrepreneur for about 9 years now, but in the spiritual field for about 5. So as soon as I started having babies, I decided I didn't want to go back to full-time work and did start working for myself. But in the last 5 years, as a light worker, I have been doing readings, psychic mediumship readings, and then I did a little bit of energy healing. I have my Reiki masters. I started teaching other people how to do this pretty early on. And I've continued my development, learning this whole entire time. And I will never stop learning. I've worked with some world-renowned or learnt under some world-renowned psychic mediums like Alison Dubois, who the TV show Medium was based on, and also Suzanne Giesman, who you can find a lot of her free stuff on YouTube. She's a really amazing, awesome teacher. In 2022 is when I mentioned is when my dad passed, and this is when I sort of noticed a significant shift in the way that I thought about my business. I really decided that I was just going to give it my all. And I really was like, you know what? Life is so very short. We don't really know how long we're going to be here for. So I am just going to give this a red hot go and I'm going to make it work. So that is really when I started to gain momentum. That's when I started my podcast. That's when I wrote the book, and it was signed to be published within like 2 months. This is when I started doing, so many different in-person workshops. And this is when I sort of started to book out my business and really put my all into my own development. I invested a lot of time and money into it, but it's definitely paid off. I was able to then take I'm working part-time and what was a part-time side gig to a part-time income, which is now I'm working part-time still, but it is a full-time income. And I've been able to do this while working around my children. I and still continuing to have babies. As I said, I've got a 1-year-old, and I absolutely I am so happy and I love what I do so much. I just want to be able to help other people create this type of freedom and to be able to feel as fulfilled and happy that I feel in my work in my life every day, because it really is like a snowball effect through your entire life. So the things that I have learned along the way that I'm going to share with you tonight, really, something that I started noticing being in a lot of, and this is going to be relevant to you becoming the ultimate confident and skilled psychic medium. But something that I did notice in terms of teaching classes, in terms of being in classes with other people, that there were a lot of people that I met that were the most amazing, talented psychics, mediums, or intuitives, like incredible ability, that were or saying that they were still in development for they were practicing for like say 10 years, some of them, and they had been doing classes one after another, and knowing that they wanted to step out as a professional psychic medium but just weren't doing it. And I just couldn't understand, because when you see somebody else and you can just see what is so amazing about them, like you are such a talented light worker, you are incredibly accurate, but then these people were just continuing with turning up to the same classes over and over again, but they're never actually taking the steps to become a professional light worker, which they would be open that that's where they wanted to get to, but they just weren't doing it. And I just couldn't understand, because I knew that they were better than me, but I was already doing what they wanted to do, and I had students that were already doing what they wanted to do. And I started thinking well, what is the difference between me, some of my clients, and these people? And some of the similarities that I started to see, and this is just some because there's a lot, they they were either really lacking confidence in their abilities or lacking confidence in their connection with spirit or trust within themselves and their connection with spirit. When, you know, anyone else could see these people were ready to take it to a professional level. They had these, you know, limiting beliefs or false limiting beliefs that were holding them back. So they might have had teachers or some teachers that told them that it takes years to become a professional psychic medium. You know, it should take you 10 years to get to that point, which it definitely doesn't. I 100% have had readings with people who have just started, which are just as powerful and life-changing than others that have been doing it for 20 years. So I don't believe that that is true at all. And so other things that might have been happening, you know, were that couldn't get, they couldn't they weren't confident in the way that they were doing things or the way that they were structuring things, because they were trying to follow somebody else's blueprint as to how you should do it, rather than, you know, trusting or using their own intuition moving forward. So I guess when it comes to all of that, what I would like to say to you and what I learned was that the confidence and accuracy in your actual readings, like I mentioned at the start, don't just come from doing, you know, like all these how to connect with or how to classes. Obviously, those are very helpful. I've done a lot of those and you do need those. But where the real changes started and where these, you know, people would find a difference, or what I would see within, you know, my clients or other people that, you know, maybe they were, I would call them the forever students. They'd been doing it for 10 years and then they'd find the right, you know, mentor, is when they started actually identifying and started working on what exactly was holding them back. So for me, some of the things that I have worked through as a psychic medium and stepping out into my abilities is like, there's so many, like I'll just name a few, but worked through confidence in my accuracy, worked through, again, confidence in my connection with spirit, worked through fear of being seen, worked through imposter syndrome, work through fear of judgment. I could keep going. There are a lot. But and it's not just like you work on something once and then you get over it. Like there's multiple layers that you work on it and then you chip away and then you know, get past that limiting belief and you go, you know what, I am worth listening to. I do have things to teach other people. And you get to that point, you do it, and then you get to another point. Like, you know, tonight I haven't been nervous in so long. I was like so nervous before jumping on tonight. Like, and my husband goes, what, you're nervous? I'm like, yeah, I'm actually really nervous for tonight. So it just shows, like, you know, it just keeps coming in cycles. So these people, once they identified what it, or once they identified what it is that was holding them back and actually started working on that and reprogramming those doubts and limiting beliefs, then they were able to move forward. And this is the same as within myself. Once they started, so movements or the real shifts were made once you start aligning with your work or how it is that you learn with your own intuition. So there are some people that had started as light workers and were just like, I can't do it, it's not working. You know, I'm releasing this service and I'm feeling really burnt out and I'm not really happy and I just don't want to do it anymore. And it's not because they don't want to be a light worker, it's because they were trying to adjust their services to suit their what they thought their clients wanted, or what a business coach or a mentor had told them they should be doing, when really when they ran that through their own filter, it actually didn't feel good for them. And I also had other people who had come and mentored under me who had it not worked for them before in terms of really, you know, gaining that confidence in their connection with spirit, because they were told this is the way you have to connect with spirit and it's my way or the highway, when really they didn't resonate with a lot of the teachings or how it is that, you know, how it is that they should connect. And it really should make sense because we are all unique as individuals. So why would one way of teaching suit everybody? Why would one way of, you know, creating your business suit everybody? Like, it shouldn't, right? Because we're all different, we're all unique, our abilities are all entirely different. I've met no one whose abilities are the same. So we are all unique. So that's where people can get caught up as well. Also, if you're not surrounding yourself with the right community or the right people, that's going to make it very hard for you. If you've got people telling you like this is not going to work, you can't make money from doing this, it's all a load of crap, or you can't live a really well balanced life around your family or your children or whatever it is that is your version of success, then that's not going to help you. That's not going to help you move forward. You need to surround yourself with people that are in your corner, that have the same mindset, that are doing the things that you want to do. So this is a little I stole this from at It's Your Universe Instagram, but a little explanation really of, how growth works, or how to know if it's your own mind or limiting beliefs that are keeping you stuck. So really, if it's your own mind, or your own, analytical brain that's keeping you stuck, it's going to keep you in that loop, which is like keeping you in the space that feels comfortable for you, and you're not actually moving forward. But this is the way, and this is funny because I didn't realize this was a thing, but during my readings, this is the way spirit would show it to me, is the spiral, which is really like, yes, it's totally normal to have these hangups. Like, we've all been there, we've all worked through them, but or worked on different parts. But as long as you keep working on a different part, and then you move on to the next bit, and then you move on to the next bit, like you work on it and you keep going, as long as you don't stop, really is the difference. So you continue to up level, and we're always working on things, and that's okay. It's just an issue when you get stuck in this little loop here. So the results that I was seeing, if you are able to work on yourself, or be able to call out your own BS, really is another way of saying it. I can see, sorry, I'm just getting distracted by the comments now. Yes, the analogy, Camilla saying, I've used a spiral staircase with coaching clients. Yep. Yes, exactly. You feel like you're at the same place again, but you're not, because you're at a different level on it of it. It's like an onion, really. So the results that can happen if you are willing to call yourself out and work on your own stuff, you start to realize that the more that you heal within yourself, the better your readings are going to be. So the deeper your connection with spirit is going to be, the more accurate your readings are going to be, because your own conscious bias, or what you believe in yourself, is not going to be put into your reading. So for an example, what I mean by that, I've had a reading with someone who told me that I shouldn't be working because I should be staying at home with my children. So because she stayed at home with her children, and that's just what it is that you do. Like, mums aren't supposed to work. And everything in my body, so this is before I even started working in the spiritual space, everything in my body went, no, this doesn't feel right. Like, in my gut, I could feel that's not my truth. Perhaps that's her beliefs and her truths, but that's not an accurate reading. And that's what can happen if you don't heal certain things within yourself. So I've had people that I've worked with that perhaps have come from a really bad relationship. And then when they do readings, they point out all the bad things about the relationship that the other person is in, but that's not really uplifting or helpful to the person. And they're leaving a reading feeling not better about themselves, which is technically what a light worker should be doing. They're leaving feeling worse. So we don't want to our own beliefs to sort of mess up our connection to spirit, if that makes sense. So the more that you heal within yourself, the more this reflects and magnifies, not only in your readings, but and in your life, but in your business as well. So even if you don't want to do this for a living, and this is maybe just something you want to do out of curiosity, which that's how I started my development, which was, I'm just curious, I'm just seeing what happens. Next minute, here I am. It's going to help you in all aspects of your life anyway. So, the world needs more intuitive school teachers. The world needs more intuitive lawyers. The world needs more intuitive nurses. So it's going to help you either way. So the results I started seeing when I started doing this work on myself in those different aspects, when my readings became a lot more accurate, I was a lot more confident and not afraid to say what it was that I was seeing. My business is when it started to actually book up, and I was booked up in advance. And I now have a waiting list. And it also, progressed and magnified into my life, because I was a happier, more healed person. The things that used to trigger me didn't trigger me as much anymore. I'm a better mum when I'm working and I'm doing what it is that makes me happy, because I'm not grumpy. I'm like happy and fully present when I'm with my children and when I'm with my husband. So there's some of the results for myself. Moving forward, who's these familiar faces? We've got Yeah, so the results for people that I was working with. So, for example, I've got Ash up here who started working with me at the start of 2024, and she was in a place where she was a professional masseuse. So many of you come from helping other people, but in different ways. I've had so many people that have become light workers that are from a beautician background, from massage or day spas, and because they love helping and healing people, and they started getting information while they're working, but she was a professional masseuse but really wanted to step out as a light worker, and we worked on that. And gosh, pretty quickly, because she had a lot of other tools and modalities that she was also able to help herself with, she is now working as a professional and full-time holistic energy healer, and holistic counselor. So she was able to step, into her purpose, and is a lot happier in what it is that she's doing. She works through limiting beliefs with things like, well, no one's going to want to work with me. I'm going to lose all my clients if I switch, professions, which is totally not true. And if anything, she's got so many more now. Shannon, who's on as well, who started in the Little Psychic School in 2022. I was looking at when you actually started, Shannon. And I'll go through Emma as well at the same time. So Em started in 2022. You guys, I think, both started exactly the same time. And when Shannon first started, she just started doing readings, and she hadn't had her, I think you hadn't started your podcast yet, but since she's been with us in the Little Psychic School, she started her own podcast. She's also moved into teaching. She is the head of psychic development of the Little Psychic School now, and my very lovely business partner in the Little Psychic School. So she's worked through a lot. And Em as well was working full-time in the beauty industry. So as another one who started from the beauty industry. And as soon as Em stepped into the Little Psychic School, I could just see the potential and what an amazing medium that she was. But she had a lot of stuff to work through, and she did the work and she did it. And now she's teaching others, and she is such a great medium and such a great mentor. So teaching others in this space too. She also occasionally runs classes for us in the Little Psychic School as well. So in saying all of that, if you are willing to do the work, then you could be in the same place as well. So what I would say with that is get comfortable with being mighty uncomfortable, because you're going to have to probably start working on things that you've been avoiding for a while. So, it at the beginning, it is tricky, because there are things that you're like, no, you sort of get your back up about, I'm not like that. But then, when you really think about it, you're like, no, I am like that. I do need to work on these things. But it starts to get a little bit addictive, really. Working on yourself, and actually going, hey, like, why did that trigger me, or why do I feel like I can't do this? And then sort of going deeper into it, you sort of start to get good at it. And it doesn't mean that you continually always, like, working on something. You work on a little bit, you stop for a while, have a little bit of a break, you work on something else, you move through it, and then you hit that next level. Because, like, I guess what I'm trying to say is the only thing that's standing in the way, that could be standing in the way of you where you are now and where you would like to be. So think about where you would like to be, whether it's a platform medium, you want to be reading in front of a whole bunch of different people, whether you just want to have a really great connection with spirit, whether you want to be more accurate in your readings, whether you want to be a famous psychic medium, whatever it is that you want to get to. The difference between where you are now and getting there really is just your own belief system. And that's actually, like, when you think about it, not that hard. It's not as hard as you think to get to where you want to get to. You just have to be able to call out your own crap and work on it. Beliefs are actually not facts. They're just your own take on, a belief. It's not actually a fact. And believe me, I have seen it. I have seen people go from literally zero channeling ability, like not even having any understanding around psychics or mediums. There are people that I had someone who was forced to come to one of my workshops because their work paid for it and they did not want to be there. And by the end of the workshop, she was coming around and very, very intrigued. And that person, that was, I'm going to say 21 or 22, has been in the Little Psychic School since then. And that person actually went from zero channeling ability, zero knowledge, to fully talking to spirit and quite a very accurate medium in 6 months. So 6 months, they went from nothing to a highly accurate medium and then started their own business within the next month or two after that, because this person had a very strong mindset. She was an athlete and was very quite disciplined. So she worked really quickly at just getting over her own crap and literally went from nothing to full on doing it, and is still a member of a little psychic school now. So yeah, you can do it. So I'm going to give you some of those steps. Obviously, if you want to go deeper into those steps, Little Psychic School Elite, which I'm going to plug later on, would be, that's why it says welcome to the elite there, which is my program that's coming up, my 16-week program. We'll give you the deep steps, but don't worry, you are here for a reason. If you don't feel like signing up to my program, I will give you some tips here. So, what I started noticing, so this is my own unique formula that I pulled together, that I have been using to teach my one-on-one clients, and a little bit within the Little Psychic School, but we have regular trainings and stuff in there. There's only so much you can teach in that capacity. So what I've been teaching in my one-on-ones, I am taking and putting in Psychic School Elite. But what it involves, really, I called it the light leader activation method. Still thinking about maybe tweaking that a little bit. Let me know if you've got some better name ideas. But what it includes is, so how to teach you to become a confident and accurate psychic medium is, it involves teaching you techniques and mechanics of psychic mediumship, which I do love teaching. And of course, you need to know the how to, like what are the best ways to connect to them, to hold the connection, what happens if you drop a link, how to have a stronger connection with your spirit team. It also involves working on your mindset, because I have also worked through a lot of these things within myself. I can help you with the steps of how to get from here to here, or things that helped me to move through it, because actually 80% of your success rate with anything has to do with where your mindset is at. So if you don't believe that you are capable of becoming a professional psychic medium, then it's not going to happen. You have to get past that belief system. You have to actually believe in yourself and know that you can do it. And you can do it. If I can do it, if Shannon can do it, if Em can do it, if who was the other person that was on my thing? Ash. There are multiple people that have done it. Go and have a look at my Google reviews, and that sounds really conceited, doesn't it? Google me, Google June Mack, and have a look through the reviews. You can see all the people that they've done it. They've done this. They've become professional psychic mediums. They've started their own businesses. I also use you use your own intuition. I also help you to connect what it is that you do with your own unique soul's purpose. So what I'm here to do is completely different to what you're here to do. And I think that when you become a professional in terms of a light worker, you have the ability to become any type of light worker that you like. And there's no point looking at how I'm doing it or how somebody else is doing it, because that's actually not going to work for you. You have to think about what it is that you're passionate about and what it is that you want to help other people with, and use that to create your own unique services. And use your own intuition. You might not like the way that I teach something. I actually tell people when they start in my classes, take what resonates and leave the rest. There's going to be bits of this that you're like, nah, June's full of crap. And that's totally fine. You should do that. You should think I'm somewhat full of crap because you have got your own belief system that you've got to run it through, and it's got to make sense for you. So you also need the strategy, because in terms of what I mean by strategy is like an action plan, because we can be so intuitive, you can be so in alignment with source, the divine, but then not actually be connected with your masculine, which is what makes you actually do the things. So there are some people that I, have come across that are so extremely psychic. They know exactly what it is they need to do, but they don't actually, create a strategy or action it. They just don't take the steps. So you need both. You need the right balance of, feminine and masculine energy. Okay, so in terms of that, here are some of the actual little tangible steps that I've got that you can take away from today. Again, this is only really skimming the surface of what I can fit in the time frame that I've got for you tonight without keeping you here. So, some of the techniques and mechanics of psychic and mediumship that will help you with your skill and confidence in readings. So, something that you're going to have to do if you want to become a confident and accurate and skilled psychic medium or psychic or medium, you can, some people like to specialize in one or the other, is for those of you that have fear of this, you're going to have to practice on all different types of people. So, practicing on all different types of people means that they can validate what it is that the information that's coming through and tell you whether it actually resonates. It also helps you with your development in terms of understanding how your spirit guides speak to you or how they transfer information to you, because I can help you with that. But the way that you receive information from spirit isn't going to be the same as how I receive information from spirit. And this is another place where people get hung up. They think they have FOMO of other people's abilities, right? I remember being in classes, and especially early on in my development, and thinking, why is that person seeing things like that? Why have they got dragons? Why can they hear? In their right ear, and I don't hear it like that. They hear actual voices or sounds. Or why do they have such a strong knowing? There's no point doing that, because we are all different, and the way that your psychic abilities work for you is going to be different as well. So you're going to need to practice on other people to understand how it is that your own abilities work for you. You're also going to need to experience different people's energies, because some people are going to be easier for you to read than others. You're going to have to experience different types of situations. You really are going to, you're going to need to practice, people asking different types of questions or different areas that they want to look into. So all of this information and practicing on different people is going to just add to your reference library. So, what I mean by that is, say I read for someone and spirit shows me that this person has, wounds or trauma from their mum, which is now affecting them because they're doing the same thing to possibly their own children. So, once I've got that reference in my mind, I could do another reading for somebody else who's completely different, and spirit will reference that last reading and the mother wound that came up. So, the more readings that you do, the more references that you've got to add to your library. So just saying, is there anyone who's in the position that thinks about practicing on all different types of people and that scares them a little bit, which is totally normal, because I also have been in that that position. I've been so nervous that I pretended that my internet connection went out. Like, I've done that a few times before. I'm not gonna lie. Um, so I can help you work through that as well. It's actually not as bad as you think it is. If you find the right people to practice on who are very supportive, especially in the beginning, that's a really great thing. Another thing that might help you in terms of getting deeper evidence or strengthening your connection with your spirit team. So, something that a lot of intuitives forget to do in the beginning when they are getting information through is they forget that they can ask questions of spirit. They forget that they can go deeper. So, and this was just me at the beginning as well. I would receive, say, for example, an image of a football and go, okay, there's a football there. And the person will be like, no, that doesn't make any sense. And I didn't realize that you could say to spirit, hey, what is it about the football? Why are you showing me the football? And then it would change and it would go deeper into that. So then I might see the word sport. So sometimes spirit go the really long way around things, and they're not actually talking about football, they're talking about sport. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, that worked. You can also ask them to give you information using different psychic clairs. So, say, for example, you receive an image and you don't understand, you ask them to show you in a different way. They show you another image, you still don't understand. You can ask them, okay, I want you to tell me now. I want to hear it in my clear audience. I want you to actually physically tell me, and then you can receive the answer that way. So there is a way that you can get deeper evidence by asking to switch clairs, by asking questions. And what that does is it changes something from you going, okay, they're showing me like headphones now. And the person, having to actually say, oh, I know what those headphones represent. You can go to spirit, okay, what is it about? I see headphones, spirit, what is it about the headphones? The person liked to wear these headphones because it made them feel safe. And then you can continue telling this story and get actually highly, deeply accurate information because you continue to ask spirit the questions and they're giving you more rather than just spitting out the first bit and leaving it as that. So another way that you can connect more, or I guess practice with asking questions of spirit, is by using a something called automatic writing, which I won't go really deep into what that is right now. Otherwise, we'll be here for a really long time. But maybe have a little bit of a, you're welcome to message me on social media and I can go a little bit further into it. But this was a really great way that I still connect with my spirit team. So not only one is that strengthening my connection with me and my team, it's also practicing your ability to deepen evidence or asking questions, because I would ask, my spirit team during automatic writing, what is it, what is it that I need to know in terms of, say, the next program that I'm running? How should I do it? And then they would answer something. And then I would ask again. So, okay, you're saying I should do this. What order should I do it in? Can you please give me an order in steps? And it's going to feel like you when you're doing automatic writing, but you'll go back and have a look at it. And I've come out before with a full action plan, including dates, including, dollar amount that I should be charging, which half the time I charge less than that anyway, with exact, dates, in what parts it should be showing up, how is the best to market myself. Like, it's just crazy the information you could get if you actually ask. Another thing for psychic mediums that a lot of people forget about is the fact that after each reading or practice reading, you can have a debrief with your spirit guides. So you can actually sit with them, and I do this after nearly every reading, and say like, hey, I didn't understand that piece of information. What were you trying to tell me there? And you know how many times after a reading, because you crap yourself a little bit in a reading and you go, oh no, I don't know what they're talking about, and then you move on to the next piece. But after a reading, it will come through and I'll go, that's what they were trying to say. Or also sit with them and say, this really worked for me. This really didn't work for me in that reading. Can you please not do that again, or make it clearer for me next time? So that really helps to create this connection, and also continues to make your readings more accurate. And you'll have a greater confidence with your spirit team as well. I would also suggest setting aside some time to just bond with your spirit team at least once a week. I probably do 3 times at least a week. And it's just 10 minutes is all I take, whether it's automatic writing, meditation, like literally walking in nature and having a little bit of a chat, or asking them to come in close. It can be anything along those lines. So another thing you can do in terms of techniques is, if you get stuck in a reading and you're feeling, or a practice read and you feel like you're really nervous, learning to regulate your nervous system. This is really huge. There are lots of different things you can do, but some of my favorite ones are literally just breath. So breath work. If you are freaking out and information is not coming through, or you feel like the information has stopped, literally stopping and pausing. No one cares if you take a break. And box breathing, take a deep breath in, hold it for 4 seconds, and then breathe out for 8, or breathe in for 4, breathe out for 8. Whatever it is, just concentrate on your breath. It's totally okay to pause. You can try looking up. That helps to regulate your nervous system. Looking up actually helps to either focus on something else, and also helps you to reconnect back with that state of mind that you need to do readings. Drinking water. You can disconnect and then reconnect again. I'm going to disconnect for a minute, and then I'm going to reconnect with spirit. You can use grounding objects. Who holds crystals, or who plays with something when they're doing readings? I like to have a pen and I write things down. All of these things really, really help. Yeah, so that's for that. So hopefully that helps a little bit in terms of techniques. I'm just having a quick little break for a second. Oh, yes. Thank you, Shannon, for look at your little commentary. You're so helpful. Okay, amazing. So Sarah's saying, where do crystals fit in? So for me, in terms of crystals, I like to use them just to get my attention onto something else. It sort of keeps, so I could fidget with something like this, and it keeps my brain on, my analytical brain on actually doing something, physically doing something, and helps me to disconnect and put my mind back into um, reading format, if that makes sense. So you can also use grounding crystals. So things like black tourmaline or brown crystals, they can help as well because they help to ground you in so that you are more present. Okay, so another thing to bring in terms of when you're learning, run everything through your own filter. I already sort of, touched on this. So think about what resonates for you. Whether the information, no worries, Mark, whether the information that you're getting is about how to develop. So what I mean for an example is when I was teaching someone about, how to protect their energy and telling them about, putting yourself in a protective bubble. She said, I don't resonate with a protective bubble. Can I use a pyramid? Sure, you can use whatever you like. You can use a protective pyramid. For me, it doesn't make any difference as long as it feels good for you. Run it through your own filter and do it, in the way that makes sense for you. About business advice that you get, about anything that anyone tells you, run it through your own intuition, because sometimes a particular method might not work for you. There are lots of things that I've been taught that I don't do because that just didn't feel right for me. You might have particular teachers that say, like, you have to do it this way, otherwise you can't work with me. It's only my way. The way other people do it, it doesn't work. This way is the only way that works. For me, that's already alarm bells because that doesn't make any sense to me. Um, Other people's belief systems, run that through your own intuition. People have told me I couldn't do this, or this wasn't a stable, job to have. But literally, if you feel like your soul is dying inside because you need to be doing, something like this, I feel like right now that I know what this feels like, I could not live not doing this, if that makes sense, because I know how good it feels when you are in alignment with, your own intuition and your own soul's purpose and what it is that you came here to do. How can your soulmate clients find you if you're not being yourself? So trying to be authentic to you and stay in your own lane. So the reason why I say that is the time that my business started taking off is when I stopped paying attention to what other people were doing, is when I stopped comparing myself to other people. That is when I started doing what actually felt right in my own gut and my own intuition for me. That's when everything started to move really fast. Alrighty, we're getting towards the end-ish, I think. So again, speaking about strategy and action, this is another really important thing, is do the things. So get out of your own way and actually do them. There are a lot of, excuses that you could make. I don't have enough time. It's not the right time right now. I need to do this first before I can concentrate on that. What are other excuses? I need to make sure I finish, I need to do at least 6 more months in my work before I can do that. There are so many things that you could put in the way of, what it is that really you truly came here to do. Myself included, I procrastinate sometimes, a lot of the sometimes. I'm going to say medium amount of the time. But so what I do is I make a plan. I actually schedule it in because I know for me, I'm not going to do it. So I say, once a month, I look at my calendar. This is the time that I'm going to practice my own abilities and do practice reads and practice on my problem areas. So I still practice all the time. I know I need to work on this and this within myself in terms of my readings, and I'm going to set aside this time. I know that right now I'm not coping with imposter syndrome. I feel like I don't know enough to be able to teach this. And to get out of my own way and stop that anxiety and remove that belief, I'll either try and work on that myself, and if I can't work on that within myself, I'll book in with someone else. So I actually make a plan to do the things. And hold yourself accountable and surround yourself with others who have similar goals. Because if you have other people that are following you up, or like, hey, you said you were going to, do this podcast episode on blah, blah, blah. Have you done it yet? There's nothing to make you like go, okay, yeah, I really need to do that. I remember when I was working on doing in person. So I started online. So when I started doing this, it was an online space because it was 2020 when I started doing professional readings. And I remember when I was like, I'm going to start doing in person stuff. And that made me extra nervous because I've got a person then in front of me and not on the other side of the computer screen. I procrastinated and I literally had my mentor in my ear at the time who was like, June, you're literally, this is BS. Like, just get out of your own way. I'm like, oh, I haven't picked the right couch color yet. Like, I can't start doing in person stuff because the couch doesn't match with the rest of the decor. And she's like, that is ridiculous. People are still going to come to you and you can still do readings. It doesn't matter what color your couch is. So get out of your own way. All right. So that was a whole lot of information I just went through really, really fast. Before I get into questions and the little meditation that is going to put you in contact or in touch with the next level version of you, I hope it's okay. I'm going to talk a little bit about the program. So, Psychic School Elite, which is my 16-week program, which basically is the light leader activation method or using those methods that we spoke about. So, but in depth. It's over in a 16-week container. And we will work really closely on all of these things. So techniques, you'll have a safe place to practice and get, real-time feedback on your abilities we're going to be working on mindset. We're going to be working on your own individual soul's purpose, so what it is that you as an individual came here to do. A beautiful community to be practicing in. It's customized group coaching, so basically whatever it is that you want to do or where you want to get to, you can work on that and we can get you to that particular place. So it's going to be a small group because for this reason, so that I can help you individually speaking. We're also going to be bringing in some guest speakers. So there will be people coming in. So Ash, who's going to be helping on reprogramming your limiting beliefs, and also Brianna Kay, who will be helping you. She is a business alignment and manifestation coach who will be helping you specifically to pull out parts of your soul contract so you can see and take what resonates for yourself, obviously. What is in your soul contract or bits of it, because we can't see all of it, right? That will help you to align the way that your work or the services that you provide based on little pieces of your soul contract. So she uses things like astrology, human design, and a few other different things to pull parts of your soul contract. So in terms of Psychic School Elite, who it is actually for, I guess it's more for people who feel like, they've been doing, perhaps dipping their toe in development before, and they've been practicing, or they've been doing quite a few different, courses or programs, or working with a few different mentors, but they just feel like they can't get past that point of actually taking the plunge and starting their own business and doing it for a living, if that is that they want to do. Or maybe you've already started a business, but you're still not quite confident in that, and you're just looking for a safe place to practice and get more confident in your services, who it is you're here to help, and get clearer on who it is you're here to help, and get clearer on, and more confident within your abilities as well. If you're looking to refine your abilities, really. So it is that custom support. Pricing, so for Little Psychic School members, it is $13.33 for 16 weeks. If you're a Little Psychic School member, just contact me privately and we can work something out. Payment plans are available. So for anyone that is on tonight or watching this on replay until March 4th, so you've got till like end of day on, I think it's Monday, is that Tuesday? I don't know. It's Tuesday, end of day Tuesday. You get it for $16.66, which is basically, that's just like $416 a month. And if it's going to get you to where you have been wanting to get to, maybe you've been in development for quite a while, I don't know, but it's going to get you to that spot that you want to actually be able to take the steps to get you to become that psychic medium that you really want to be. It's 100% worth it because you will get your investment back from the services that you can provide. You don't have to be, by the way, a psychic medium. So for example, like Ash, she wanted to refine her psychic and mediumship abilities, but she just uses that as a bonus to the energy healing and the counseling that she provides. So you can use your abilities or your intuitive abilities that you refine in any way that you like. You're only going to enhance your life by enhancing your abilities. So the first two people who sign up as well, just by the way, will get so this is not including Little Psychic School members, but you will get a bonus one-on-one mentoring session with me, which is worth $170. So if you sign up at gmac.com/the Little Psychic School, you will get that little bonus as well. So if you're ready to take that step, I hope, I really do believe that I can help you. I have been able to help multiple people before, and I've seen it, and I've been able to level up within myself, and I'm still leveling up. But each time that I invested in myself, I managed to sort of move the needle in my business, and it has been worth it for myself. I guess you can't continue to do the same thing. What's that saying? You can't continue to do the same things and expect different results. So if it's not with me, I do wish that if you want to do this as a living, that you find the right mentor for you as well, because I've said it before, but the more light workers that there are out there, the better. And I just really actually do get really excited just by seeing other people step into their soul purpose, really, because the world needs more of us. So just really quickly, what it involves, there will be 10 highly impactful live Zoom group sessions. So all of your questions hopefully will be answered by the landing page, or you can ask me, obviously. But these group sessions will be a mixture of coaching, advanced psychic training or mediumship training, and hands-on practice. Yeah, but you can basically work on whatever you want. You might come and say, hey, June, I need help with this limiting belief that no one is going to buy my services, or that people are going to laugh at me, when I post on social media. That's why it's customized. You can work on whatever it is that place that you're at that particular time. There's also going to be 8 separate trainings for activation. So what I mean by activations is it's energy work, basically. So we're going to be doing like visualizations that help you to, energetically shift or release, anything that's not serving you. We're going to reawaken some dormant light codes within yourself. So I think it's actually really jam-packed. And okay, thank you, Samantha, who's probably already gone. But yeah, that is what Psychic School Elite is going to be. We've already so when I say there's limited group places, it's already almost half full just from Little Psychic School members, because they got first access. So if you are looking to grab early bird pricing, jump in ASAP. Oh my gosh, I actually made it to the hour. So the world is waiting for your light. That's nice. So that's for you guys to have a look at. Is there any questions real quick before we jump into our next level self meditation? Was there anything that anyone wanted to add in or wanted to say? Anything about anything we went over? Anything? When does the course finish? So it's a 16-week program. So it starts March 17th, March, April, May, June, July 17th. I had to work out 4 months on my fingers. How bad is that? And it's actually 3 weeks on, 1 week off. So you will get, if you're feeling like you're behind and you need a little bit of time to catch up, you get a week off to integrate as well the information that has been coming through. So when is the Little Psychic start? I'm probably interested as I'm a beginner. Oh, so Kat, the Little Psychic school is a membership that is available all the time. So the littlepsychicschool.com. You can go and have a read and see if it's for you. And if you feel like it's for you, let me know and I'll give you the freak. I said a mixed free and week together. The free week inside the Little Psychic School, and it's $54 a month. So, and you can jump out anytime. You can literally give it a go, have a look at the course. There's a lot of trainings in there. So, there's a few of you members on tonight. There's a lot available. So you can have a look and yeah, jump in from the beginning and see. No worries. But in terms of Psychic School Elite, I won't be running it again this year. It will be running again next year, because some people are like, oh, I'll catch the next one. But just so you know, I'm not saying that because like I'm pressuring you or anything. I'm just letting you know I'm not running it yeah, again this year. I'll be running a different program at the end of the year, and next year I will put the price up. So just letting you know, if you would like to jump in and it feels like you feel like this is what is for you, yeah, jump in it now. But if you have any questions or any concerns, I'm so happy to chat to you. So just let me know. Did anyone want to add anything? Did anyone have anything they wanted to add? I feel like I literally just verbal diarrheaed for like an hour. I hope that was helpful, guys. Oh, great. Thank you, Kat. Okay, so now if you want to take a moment, I'm just going to close down and stop sharing my screen with you. And I want you to get nice and comfy because we are going to do our little visualization. Oh, I can actually see you all. Who's on? Okay, so if you want to turn off your camera, you can. What we're going to do is we're going to connect you with the next level version of yourself, and we're going to see who she is or he is, see who you want to become, and how we can best get to this space, or how we can best become this next level version or your highest self. So when you're ready, you can close down your eyes, and I'm going to talk you through a little meditation. It's just going to be around 15 minutes, and that's it. So close your eyes, get yourself nice and comfy. Take in a really big deep breath. So just regulate your breathing. I'm not going to pop any music on. Lucky I've got this good microphone, so hopefully my voice isn't too irritating. So take a nice big deep breath in, and then breathe out again. Nice big deep breath in, and then push it all the way out. Then I want you to breathe in just for the count of 8. Hold for the count of 4. And breathe out for the count of 8. And each time you breathe in, just visualize breathing in this nice, golden, beautiful energy. And it's filling us up, making us feel really good and energized. And then push out anything that has been bothering you today, or any negative energy or anything that's not serving your highest and greatest good. And we're just going to visualize some roots now coming out from the soles of our feet, or perhaps coming out from your root chakra. And it's going to move down through your floor, through the layers of the earth. And it's going to keep going down. These roots are going to keep growing until it connects in with the center of the earth. It's going to connect in now with the earth's energy. And we can pull up some of this energy, this beautiful grounding energy, and use this and know that we are safe, grounded here. We're going to ask your spirit team or any beings of love and light that are here for our highest and greatest good to step forward now. And we're going to pop you in this beautiful golden protective bubble so that nothing can enter your space unless it is for your highest and greatest good. And if you don't resonate with the bubble, you can use a pyramid, whatever it is. Just know that you are safe. And as you sit here, just breathing nicely, nice and relaxed, we're going to now visualize yourself coming out of your body, and we're going to start moving up. Your body is nice and safe, grounded into the earth here, but our spirit is going to go up, up. You see your body below you. It's going to move through the ceiling of your house. And you can see the roof of your house below you or wherever it is that you are. And we're going to keep going up. We're going to go up towards the clouds to set the intention to move up now. You see them coming up. You see the houses get smaller below you, and you're going to move your way through the clouds, come up above them. But we're not going to stop here. We're going to keep going up. We're going to keep going up, 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 into the darkness. So we're going to leave the Earth's atmosphere. You're in some darkness now, but you're nice and safe. And I want you to keep moving up until you see the light above you. You see this beautiful light above you. It's a flat area of light. You're going to move towards that, and we're going to go through that as well. So you're going to go up through that light. Through the light you go. And as you move through that, you're in the darkness again, but you're going to keep going further. We're going to keep going up until you see another layer of light. And we're going to move through that until we hit the darkness. You're safe. But we're going to go up, up again until you see one more layer above you. And as you go through this last layer of light, as you come out on the other side, you found yourself standing on soil. And you look ahead and you're actually on a path. So have a look around. You can have surroundings, can be whatever you like. You might be in a garden, you might be in a forest. The path that you're on might be dirt. You might be walking along next to a creek, might be concrete. But keep moving forward. Now along this path, you know you've got to move forward. You know you've got to get to where you would like to be. So the difference between where you are now and where you would like to be is moving forward along this path. And as you keep walking, as you keep moving forward, you see in front of you someone coming towards you in the distance. We're going to keep moving towards this person. And as they get closer, you can make out he or she, and you notice that this person that's coming towards you is actually you. It's actually the highest version of you, or your highest and next level version, the next level version that you would like to get to. So as they get closer, and as you start making them out a little bit clearer, I want you to take notice. How are you walking? How is this person moving? How are you moving? What does their energy feel like as they start to get closer? Really take in the details. As you feel into their energy, use your knowing to feel how they feel. Do they feel extra confident? Do they feel extra powerful? Do they feel connected to spirit? Take a look at them. How do you look? How do you look at the next level version of you? How are you different? Do you dress differently? Is your hair different? Is your makeup different? Really take yourself in. You're getting closer and closer to yourself until he or she is stopped right in front of you, and they're smiling, and they've got the biggest smile on their face because they know that you are going to be where they are. What stands between you isn't very much. But drink them in and really feel, how does it feel to be this person? Look at them. How does it feel to be this next level version of you? Have you started your own business? Are you running a super profitable, successful business? Are you helping heaps of people? Are you helping your soulmate clients? Is your work out there? Are you making this huge impact within the world? Whatever it is that you want, you can have it. This person has it already. This person is you. So I want you to take a moment just to have a talk with this next level version of you. I'm going to leave you for a moment in the quiet. And I want you to ask them, what do I need to do to get to this next level version of myself? Who do I need to become? What are the steps I need to take to get there? What are the steps I need to take to become you? The next level version, of course, is super kind and super accommodating. So I'm going to leave you with them for a moment. Don't forget to really take in, feel the energy, feel how it feels to be this person, and listen. If you like, if you feel like you can write things down, you can write it down now in case you hear anything that you feel like you need to write down right away, or you can leave it to the end. But it'll give you a minute here just to converse with them. Now that they've given you the information that you need, you might like to come back here if you feel like there's more they need to tell you. What do you need to know to get out of your own way? What do you need to know to take the steps to get to the next level version of yourself? They're going to help you to get to this point. And you can ask right now, you can ask permission for your guides to enter, your loved ones on the other side, your angels, whoever it is that you would like. As long as they're there for your highest and greatest good, you might have a particular spirit guide, you might ask source, you might ask the universe, whatever it is you resonate with. You can ask them to step in now, as well as your highest self, to help you to get to this next level version of you, to give you the strength to start actioning the steps that you need to take and to follow your own intuition, to follow your own gut, to get you to where it is that you would like to be, to help you to fulfill your own individual soul's purpose. So now that you have this information, your next level self is going to sit down and you're going to integrate together. You're going to feel yourself integrate in with this next and best version of yourself. Remember what it feels like to be her, because that is how you're going to manifest, or him. That is how you're going to manifest the next level you. Remember that energy, remember that feeling that you feel as you have everything that you desire, if you have everything that you want. She is you, he is you, you are her, you are him. So now that you have integrated and knowing that you have all the knowledge that you need to take the next steps, you can now begin to leave this place. So you're going to thank your spirit team. We're going to thank your loved ones or angels or higher self or whoever it was that has helped us on our journey. Know that what is coming is going to come for you. And we're going to leave this place and start to make our way back down through the light. So we're going to go down through this level of light, back into the darkness. Keep going down, down. We're coming down quickly now. We're going to go down through the next layer of light. Go down, down, down into the next layer of light, through, back down. We're going to make our way towards the clouds. Coming down through the clouds now and making our way down back towards our house. And when you see your house, you can slip in and or wherever it is that you are. You see your body sitting or lying down comfortably, and you're going to pop yourself back into your body and start wiggling your fingers, wiggling your toes, coming back, becoming present. And when you feel ready, you can open your eyes. Now, does anyone want to share about their experience? You don't have to, just checking. Um, Yeah, so Mark, the program is more towards people who are not necessarily in Little Psychic School, but people that have already begun their um, connecting with spirits, so Psychic School Elite. But if you're at the beginning of your journey, Mark, if you're more towards at the start, you can try out the Little Psychic School because that will take you from scratch. Literally, there is a Little Psychic Beginners course in there and it takes you from right at the beginning. So if you would like a week free in there to see if it's your vibe, you're welcome. Just let me know. Thank you. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Shah. Thanks, Mark. Yeah, just let me know. Just message me on social media or email me, Mark, and I can give you a week's free in there. Oh, I'm so great. I'm so great. I'm so glad you guys enjoyed it. Does anyone want to share their experience? Totally fine. If not, I'll tell you mine. I've done it a few times before. I don't know why she's always blonde. My next level version. I need to dye my hair. I dress nicely on my highest timeline. Definitely more confident in my abilities doing mediumship readings. That was a great meditation. That's awesome. I love that, Shan. Cool. So, if there's no one else that wants to share, if there's no one else that has any questions, was there anything else anyone else wanted to add in? I had words come to me through it, and my higher self wore a robe. That's super cool. Of course, your higher self wore a robe. I would wear a robe too. That's amazing. Did you hear words, Kat, or more just like sort of in your own mind, in your own voice type thing? You're allowed to speak, by the way. You can turn your sound. People can turn their sound on.
Yeah, sorry. I had a pen in my hand, so it was just kind of sinking as I was listening to your voice. It
Oh,
was
that's
like,
cool.
yeah.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. Yeah. So if you've got things that you want to write down, go and do that now while you're still in the dreamy space. I'm trying to think about my last one. I think I was wearing like a power suit in the last time I did this sort of meditation. I never wear power suits, but I don't know why. In my mind, for some reason, obviously that's how I resonate with like boss energy, I suppose. Maybe I need to get myself some kind of power suit. I can't even imagine myself wearing one. Alrighty. Well, if no one else wants to share, I just wanted to say thank you so much to everyone that made the effort to be here and for sharing your time. I hope that this has been useful. I hope you can pull at least one thing. That is my hope from tonight. You pull at least one thing that is going to be of use to you, no matter where you are in your journey. Um, and yeah, if you have any questions or anything like that at all, just let me know. Also, to the latest 3 episodes of if you would like some free resources, a little psychic podcast. The last 2 latest episodes are to do sort of with these topics. And the third episode is coming out on Monday, the third newest one. So if you want to go deeper, there's an episode on mindset stuff. There's an episode on my spiritual entrepreneurial journey. And then Monday's episode is going to be on around more about purpose. Because I know we spoke a lot about that, but there are some people that are might not really understand what a soul contract is or might not understand, how do we find our soul purpose, which we're all still looking for bits and pieces of that. But it's going to give you a few different takeaways if you want to go deeper into all of that. So that's a free resource for you. And of course, you can message me anytime. But thank you again. It's been wonderful. And it was really nice seeing all your faces. I really appreciate it. Thank you. You're so welcome, Camilla. And I hope you have a wonderful night. And I hope that you really do get to, well, I know you will. We know we are, right? We make everything a thing. Spirits love gratitude. So, spirit guides and that belief in yourself. So, I know that you will be that next level version of you wearing your robe, or what did you say? Dressed nicely was what Shannon said, or with blonde hair. So I'll go and do that ASAP. Hey, have a good night, guys. Thank you so much. It was so lovely to see you. See you later.
Thanks,
Bye.
June.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
So nice to see you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thanks, June. It was awesome.